All right, for this episode's Trail Tips, Mount Anderson. Been wanting to do this one for a long time. It's very cool. It's about 5.3 kilometers and 464 meters elevation gain. Yeah, the logging road up there is pretty nice. You just want to make sure to pick the right one. There's two that kind of zigzag, but they don't connect at the top. The really bad one is first, and then the better one is second. The better one, like that road is super nice. And even when you turn off onto the cut that goes up, the logging road that goes up the cut, that is actually pretty nice too. And then once you get to the top, there's be a big parking lot on your left. You want to make sure to park there and don't continue on, because you'll continue on and go right to the end of the road and it's hard to turn around. You'll see tape at the end, and that is not where you start this hike, because that goes straight up. That's just a bunch of tape where they marked the end of the road and not the start of the trail. The start of the trail just goes through the cut, so you have to use the GPS to get through there. Or at least, you can find a few pieces of blue tape at the start, but it's just, yeah, it's a real disaster. You kind of just look at where there's a bit of a ridge up there and just head up there. That's what we did. The real positive of this one, there's no gates, and you just go out kind of towards Nimit Lake. And once you get there, there's a logging cut to go up, which is a real pain in the butt. If anyone out there's ever bushwhacked up through a logging cut, and there is some trail tape up there. The local group here put up some tape this year, but really you can't follow that tape. There's no way you'll get to the top if you're just trying to follow tape. You need to have GPS navigation to get up there. With that said, I have submitted this as a new trail to All Trails, so you can follow me on All Trails, and hopefully that gets approved and you can just follow that. If not, the Backroad map books, the actual physical map books, or the SD card you can get for a Garmin has this trail on it. That's what we followed. We also followed the trail tape, but the trail tape didn't connect all the way up there, and maybe that's just because we did it in the winter. I noticed a bunch of the trail tape was on the ground though, so maybe a bunch of it just blew on the ground and the snow went over top of it. But as for gear, you want to make sure you have, for sure, micro spikes. You will not get to the top without micro spikes. More realistically, you should have crampons. Possibly will maybe want an ice axe in winter. I brought mine going up, but I didn't end up using it. There's one spot there where it's like really smooth and icy, and there's kind of about 2 inches of snow on top, which I just kicked in with my micro spikes and it was fine. But if I had spent a couple more minutes, take my bag off and take off my ice axe, it probably would have been a little bit better. I just used my poles. You know, it's up to you. Just know that you do need micro spikes, that there's no way you'll get up there. I actually almost slipped into a lake. There's a tiny little pond because I didn't put my micro spikes on yet. So in total, it took about 4.5 hours, and obviously I filmed it, so you know that takes off a little bit of time. If you're really huffing it going quick, you could probably do it in 3 hours. A lot of it depends on how much you're getting snagged on all the bushwhacking stuff. So, but yeah, it's a great hike. The views are fantastic. You can see all the way out to the Pacific Ocean. You could see, I think, some of the Broken Group Islands, that kind of thing. You could see all the way almost down to like Olympia and the whole the US, the mountains down there, and the Pacific Coast Mountains. It's just incredible. It's a really great view up there. So I highly recommend this one. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you give it a thumbs up, I greatly appreciate it, because that actually shares it out to more people. If you don't, the video will not get shared out. So please hit the thumbs up button if you appreciate the video and the effort that goes into them. And until next episode, have a great day.